Pull up my record. Okay, so we ended up at stage 4, paragraph page 216. Last headword
Mm-hmm.
was comedy, newer type of
Comedy.
lesson. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so let's start with our revision. So minus
Okay.
six. Okay, let me just scroll down. Okay, here we go. 11, 10. Okay, here we go. First question. When we
Mm-hmm.
want to speak to somebody we don't know, what's the first thing we generally say? When we want to speak to somebody we don't know, what's the first thing we generally say? When we want to speak
When we want
to
to speak
somebody
to
we don't
somebody,
know, the first thing we
one
generally
thing
say
we
is excuse
generally
me.
speak is excuse me.
Megan, give me an example. Give me an example, please. Excuse me. Can you
Excuse
tell
me.
me the way?
The
The
way
station,
where
please?
to the station, please.
Very good. Okay. What's the plural of wife? What's the plural of wife? The plural of wife is
Wife,
wives. Do
wives.
husbands in your country generally help their wives in the house? Do husbands in your country generally help their wives in the house? Yes or no?
No,
Husbands in
no.
my country don't
In my
generally
country,
help their
they don't
wives in the
really help
house.
in the house.
Well, if you can't answer a question during the lesson, who helps you to answer it? If you can't answer a question during the lesson, who helps you to answer it? If I can't
If I
answer
cannot
a
answer the
question during the
question
lesson, the
during the
teacher
lesson,
helps me to answer it.
if you answer it.
Well, if you help me, do you think we can lift this table together? If you help me, do you think we can lift this table together? Yes or no?
Yes,
If
if you
I
help,
if I
if
help
I
you,
help you,
I think we can lift
I
that
think
table
I
together.
can.
We can
If
lift.
I help you,
I
I
think we
think
can
we
lift that table
live
together.
people together.
Very good. Okay, which is the most common drink in your country besides water? Which is the most common drink in your country besides water? The most common
The
drink
most common drink
in my
in my
country
country
besides
besides
water is
tea.
tea. Very good. Okay, do you have a fire at home in winter? Do you have a fire at home in winter? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I have
have
a fire
at
in my
home
home
at
at
home in winter.
winter.
Okay, one more. The other way. Yes, I have a fire at home in winter.
Yes, I have a fire at home in winter.
In winter. Very good. Okay, next. Which is the broadest street in your town? Which is the broadest street in your town? ABC
The
Street.
broad,
The broadest
the
street
broad,
in my town is
the broadest street in my town is ABC Street.
very good. Who is the richest person you know? Who is the richest person you know?
The person richest I know is Bill Gates.
Very good. One more. The richest person I know
The
is
richest person I know is
Bill
Bill
Gates.
Gates.
Very good. Okay. Name me one of the poorest countries in the world. Name me one of the poorest countries in the world, please. One of the poorest
One of the
countries
poorest
in the world
country in
is
the world is
ABC country, maybe.
ABC
Yeah,
country.
that's correct. Okay. Do you like reading war stories? Do you like reading war stories? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
like
like reading
reading
war
war
stories.
stories. Very. Do parents in your country read bedtime stories to their children? Do parents in your country read bedtime stories to their children? Yes or no?
No,
Parents
parents
in my
in my
country
country
don't
don't
read
read
bedtime stories.
bedside or bedtime
Bedtime
stories
stories to their children.
to their children.
Very good. Can you express a very simple idea quite well in English? Can you express a very simple idea quite well in English? Yes, I can
Yes,
express
I
a
can
very
express
simple
a
idea
very
quite
simple
well
idea
in English.
quite well in English.
Very good. Do you think it's easier to express your thoughts in writing or in speaking? Do you think it's easier to express your thoughts in writing or in speaking? I think it's easier
I think
to
it's
express my
easier to
thoughts in
express my thoughts in writing
ver-
than
speaking.
speaking.
Than speaking. Very good. What's the past of speak? What's the past of speak? The past of
The
speak
past
is
of
spoke.
speak is spoke.
Very good. Which language did we speak during the last lesson? Which language did we speak during the last lesson? We spoke
We
English
spoke
during the
English
last
during
lesson.
the lesson.
What's the past of come? What's the past of come? The past of
The
come is
past of
came.
come is came.
What time did you come here last lesson? What time did you come here last lesson? I came here at.
I came here
6
at
7
7
a.m.
a.m.
Last lesson.
last
Last lesson.
lesson.
6 a.m. here. Very good. Okay, next. What's the past tense of break? What's the past tense of break? The past tense of
The
break is broke.
financial break is broke.
Did you ever break an arm or a leg when you were a little child? Did you ever break an arm or a leg when you were a little child? Yes or no?
No,
I
I never
never
broke
broke
my
an arm or a leg
arm
when
or
I was
leg
a little child.
when I was a little child.
Very good. What did you wear yesterday? What did you wear yesterday? I wore
I wore a shirt
yesterday.
yesterday.
Very good. Did I write anything on this piece of paper last lesson? Did I write anything on this piece of paper last lesson? Yes or no?
No,
You
no,
didn't
you
write
didn't write
anything
anything
on that
on that
piece
piece
of
of
paper
paper
last lesson.
last lesson.
Very good. What time did you get up this morning? What time did you get up this morning? I got up at.
I got up at 6:55 this morning.
Very good. Did we stand up after the last lesson? Did we stand up after the last lesson? Yes, we stood up
Yes, we stood
after the
up
last
after
lesson.
the last.
Did the sun shine last week? Did the sun shine last week? Yes or no?
Yes, the
The
sun
shone last week.
shone.
Very good. Did you take any photographs on your last holiday? Did you take any photographs on your last holiday? Yes or no?
Yes,
I took some
I took
I
some
took some
photographs
photographs on my last
holiday
holiday. Very
on
good.
my last day.
Did you tell me your name? Did you tell me your name? Yes, I told you my name.
Yes, I told you my name.
Did anybody in your family drive a car last year? Did anybody in your family drive a car last year? Yes, somebody in my family
Somebody in my
drive a
family
car
drove a car
last
in
year.
my family last
One more.
year.
One more. Yes, somebody
Yes,
in my family
somebody,
drove a car.
somebody, um,
Drove a
yes,
car
somebody in my family drove a car
last
last
year.
year.
Very good. Did you remember all the new words last lesson from the lesson before that? Did you remember all the new words last lesson from the lesson before that? No, I didn't
No,
remember
I don't
all the
remember
new
the
words
new
last
word
lesson
from
from the
that
lesson
lesson
before that.
from
From
the
the
lesson
lesson
before.
some I remembered and some
Some I
I forgot.
some I forgot.
Very good. What did you see in this classroom last lesson? What did you see in this classroom last lesson? I saw some books,
I wrote
some
some
chairs,
books,
some
some chairs,
pictures, a
some
table
pictures,
in
a
that
table
classroom last
in
lesson.
the lesson.
Very good. Where did you sit during the last lesson? Where did you sit during the last lesson? I sat
I sat on a chair
during.
during the last lesson.
Very good. What did you eat for your lunch yesterday? What did you eat for your lunch yesterday? I ate some
I ate some chicken and
for,
rice
for
last
my lunch.
for
Yes,
my
yesterday.
lunch.
Very good. Did I give you a dictation last month? Did I give you a dictation last month? Yes, you gave me
Yes,
a
you gave
dictation
me
last
a
month.
dictation last month.
Very good. When did last season begin? When did last season begin? Last season
The last
began
season
on the month of.
began on the month of June.
Very good. What did you drink with your breakfast this morning? What did you drink with your breakfast this morning? I drank some
I drank some water
with my
for my
breakfast this morning.
breakfast this morning.
Very good. How long did you sleep last night? How long did you sleep last night? I slept
I slept about 6 hours
last
last
night.
night.
Very good. Okay, next. Are there any hills around your city? Are there any hills around your city? Yes or no?
No,
There aren't
there aren't
any
any
hills
hills
around my
in,
city.
around my city.
Very good. Do people laugh? Do people generally laugh when they're happy or unhappy? Do people generally laugh when they're happy or unhappy? People generally
People
laugh
generally
when they're
laugh
happy,
when they are feels happy.
when they feel happy. Very good. Do you laugh when you watch comedies? Do you laugh when you watch comedies? Yes, I
Yes,
laugh when I
laugh
watch comedies.
comedies.
Very good. Okay, that's the end of our revision. Let's have new work. Very good. Okay,
Mm.
repeat. Enemy,
Enemy,
retain,
retain, retain,
retain, listen. And enemy is a noun. It is the opposite of friend. Britain is another name for Great Britain or United Kingdom. For example,
Mm-hmm.
Britain and America weren't enemies during the Second World War. They were friends. Okay, let's practice. What's the opposite of the word friend? What's the opposite of the word friend? The opposite
The
of the
opposite,
word
the
friend
opposite of the word of
is
friend is
enemy.
enemy.
Where were Britain and America enemies during the Second World War? Were Britain and America enemies during the Second World War? No.
Yeah.
Britain and
Or
America. No.
no,
Britain and America
the Britain and America
weren't
aren't enemy.
weren't enemies
Weren't enemies during the
during
World War.
during the Second World War or during the World War II. They were friends.
They were
Very
friends.
good. One more. No. Britain and
No,
America
Britain
weren't
and America
enemies during the
weren't
Second
enemies
World
during
War.
the Second
They
World
were
War.
friends.
They were friends.
They were friends. Very good. Okay, next repeat. Castle.
Castle.
Very good. Okay, listen. Castle is a noun. A castle is where king and queens, prince and princesses live. Let's practice. Are there any old castles in your city? Are there any old castles in your city? Yes or no?
No,
There
there aren't any
any old
castle in
castles
all the castles
in
in
my
my city.
very good. Okay, next repeat. Hungry.
Hungry.
Noise.
Noise.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word hungry is an adjective. For example, my stomach is empty. I'm hungry. There are a lot of hungry people in some parts of the world today. Noise is a noun. For example, my stomach makes noises when I'm hungry. Okay, let's practice. Are you hungry at the moment? Are you hungry at the moment? Yes or no?
No, I'm not hungry at the moment.
Very good. Are there a lot of hungry people in some parts of the world today? Are there a lot of hungry people in some parts of the world today? Yes, there
Yes,
are a
there
lot
are
of hungry people
people, hungry
in
people
some parts of the world
in
today.
some part of the world today.
Very good. Does your stomach make noises when you're hungry? Does your stomach make noises when you're hungry? Yes, my stomach
Yes,
makes
my
noises
stomach
when
makes
I'm hungry.
noises. Hungry.
Very good. Next, repeat. Fact.
Fat.
Historical.
Historical.
Mathematical.
Mathematical.
Geographical.
Geographical.
Very good. Okay, listen. Fact. The word fact is a noun, while historical, mathematical, and geographical are adjectives. For example, 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's correct. It's a fact. So it means it can't be changed. That's the truth, the fact. It's a mathematical fact. An example
Mm-hmm.
of historical fact is the Second World War began in 1939. It can't be changed to
Mm-hmm.
1935. It started in 39. Mount
Mm-hmm.
Everest is the highest mountain in the world. That's a geographical fact. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's practice. Tell me a geographical fact. Tell me a geographical fact, please. Mount Everest is the
Mount
highest
Everest
mountain in the world.
mountain in the world.
Tell me a historical fact. Tell me a historical fact, please. The Second World War
Second World
began
War
in
began
1939.
1939.
Reggie, tell me a mathematical fact. Tell me a mathematical fact, please. 2 plus 2
2 plus
equals
2
4.
equals 4.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Get.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, now let's talk about the word get. Okay, so we use the word get a lot in the English language. And the word get has different meanings. It depends on how you use it in the sentence. Okay, let's have the first meaning of the word get. Okay, repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Become.
Become.
Very good. Become. Okay, listen. The word get can mean become when it has an adjective after it. So get and
Mm-hmm.
then adjective means become. For example, I am getting hungry means I am
Mm-hmm.
becoming hungry. I am getting
Mm-hmm.
tired means that I'm becoming tired. I'm getting sleepy like that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's practice. When you get hungry, what do you do? When you get hungry, what do you do? When I get hungry,
When I get hungry, I eat something.
very good. Okay, do you think your English is getting better? Do you think your English is getting better? Yes. I think my
Yes, I
English
think
is
my
getting
English
better.
is getting better.
Very good. Okay, next. Other words: obtain,
Obtain,
fetch,
but
doctor.
doctor.
Very good. Okay, listen. When we put a noun after the word get, it can mean receive, obtain, or fetch. So get and then a noun, get a noun, and then get it means receive, obtain, and fetch. For example, we can say we obtain apples from an apple tree. We
Mm-hmm.
obtain milk from cows. Or we can say we can get apples from an apple tree. Or we can get milk from cows. Young children don't know how to get home on their own. So their parents have to fetch them from school or get them from school.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor is a noun. When we get ill, we call a doctor. For example, doctors help us to become well. And
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about doctor salary. A doctor receives about, or a doctor gets about $15,000 a month. Oh, very big. Let's practice. About how much does a doctor get a month in your country? About how much does a doctor get a month in your country? Just an estimate. A doctor get about
A doctor gets about
like
100,000,
1 million yen,
one
one
million yen
a month
a
in my
month
country.
in my country.
Very good. Do you get any cards from your friends on your birthday? Do you get any cards from your friends on your birthday? Yes or no?
No,
I do. I don't
I
get
don't get any
any cards
cards
from my
on my
friends
birthday
on my
from my friends
birthday.
on my birthday.
Yeah, because we only message now. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Can I get clothes from a bookshop? Can I get clothes from a bookshop? No, you can't get
No,
clothes from a
you
bookshop.
can't get clothes from a bookshop.
Bookshop. Very good. Which animal do we get milk from? Which animal do we get milk from? We get milk from a
Get milk
cow.
from oh cow.
From a cow. Very good. Not from the fridge. One more. We get milk from a cow.
Get,
Eh,
we get milk from a cow.
very good. Will you go and get a pen for me from the next room? Will you go and get a pen from me from the next room, please? Yes, I'll go
Yes,
and get a
I'll
pen
go
for you from the
for
next
you
room.
from next room.
Very good. When children are young, do their parents get them from school each day? When children are young, do their parents get them from school each day? Yes. When
Yes,
children are young,
when children
their
are young,
parents get them
parents
from
get
school each day.
from school each day.
Very good. Will you get that book from the table and give it to me? Will you get that book from the table and give it to me, please? Yes, I'll get that
Yes,
book from the
I'll
table
get that book from the
and give
table
it to
and
you.
give it to you.
Very good. Let's repeat it. Get to,
Get to
reach.
reach.
Very good. Let's say, listen. To get to and to reach are both verbs. If we get to a place, it means we arrive there. Okay, let's practice. What
Mm.
time do you generally get to school for your lesson? What time do you generally get to school for your lesson? I generally
I
get to
generally get
school
to
at
school
five
at
minutes before 6 a.m.
6
before
a.m.
for my lesson. Actually, for 7. That's correct. Okay, next. You haven't had breakfast yet. Okay, next.
Yeah,
Before the word home, here and there, we do not use the word to. We don't say to home, to here, or to there. For example, we get here at 11 a.m. for my lesson and go home again at 1 p.m. Not go to home, just go home again at 1 p.m. Let's practice. What time do you generally get home at the end of the day? At what time do you generally get home at the end of the day? I generally get home
I
about
generally get about 7:30 at
the end of the
night.
day.
The end of
Day.
the end of the day.
Day, like the end of the day, like PM. Very good. Okay, next listen. The verb get has other meanings besides the ones that we tackle, but its general meanings are become, like before an adjective, and obtain. It's if it's before a noun. If you are not sure when to use the word get, it is better to use the other words or other verbs with the same meaning. For example, instead of
Mm-hmm.
saying I get many emails, you can say I receive many emails. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's practice. What are the general meanings of the verb get? What are the general meanings of the verb get? The general meanings of
General
the verb
meaning
get are
of
become
get
and obtain.
become and obtain.
Wait, if you are not sure when to use get, what is it better to do? If you are not sure when to use get, what is it better to do? If I'm not sure
If I'm
when
not
to
sure
use get,
when to
it's
use
better
get, it's better
to use the
to
other verbs
the other
with
verb
the same meaning.
with the same meaning.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to our reading.
Okay.
Okay, let me check the page. So our reading is at stage 3, paragraph page 159. Last headword was sent. Okay, start with a question. When you go on holiday, do you take photos with a camera? 3,
159.
159. When you go on
Um,
holiday,
Give me some time because my
well,
PDF screen says 151. It was last one.
it's still loading.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Strange.
If it's not loading, tell me so we can continue the new work.
159, right?
159.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, sorry, what's the words of the last one?
The last one, the last question. When you go on holiday, before
Oh,
the
okay.
headword to receive. Okay.
When you go on holiday, do you take
Mhm.
photos with a camera with your phone? When I go on holiday, I take photos with my mobile phone.
Very good.
Receive, reply, email, text, contact, message, letter. What's the opposite? What's the opposite of send? The opposite of send is receive. Do you receive more letters than emails? No, I don't receive more letters than emails. I receive fewer letters than emails.
Mhm.
Can you email people from
Your
mobile phone?
from your
From
mobile
your
phone.
mobile From your mobile phone? Yes, I can email people from my mobile phone.
Mhm.
Do you reply to all the emails you receive? No, I don't reply all the emails I receive. I only reply to some of them. Do you generally contact your friends by texting them or by phoning phoning them?
Mhm.
I generally contact my friends by texting.
Texting them.
If you texting them,
Mhm.
if you want to send somebody a quick message, do you write a text or an email? If I want to send somebody a quick message, I write text.
Mhm.
House, flat, floor, divide, block. What's the difference between a house and a flat? The difference between a house and a flat is that a house is a building, whereas a flat is part of a building. What do we call a building which is divided into many flats? We call a building which is divided into many flats a block of flats.
Mhm.
Do you live a Do you live in a house? Yes, I live in no, I don't live in a house. I live in a flat.
At the moment, very good. That's correct.
Do most people in this country live in houses or flats? Most people in this country live in houses.
Mhm.
How many floors are there in this building? There are 5 floors in this building. Near, far from. Is Japan near England? No, Japan isn't near England. It's far from England.
Nearer.
Nearer, nearer than, farther than, farther than.
We're gonna
Is France farther? Is
further.
France farther?
It's like further and farther.
Ah, farther and
Okay,
farther.
but we stop there for today and we continue.